Scar massage. We're talking here about post-surgical scars, and here are my teaching aids, which I've gone to a lot of trouble to get. What is scar tissue made of? It's primarily collagen fibres. So connective tissue is made of collagen and elastin. And collagen is a really good material for binding a wound, because the fibres are not that elastic, so they help it to pull together, and they're a bit sticky, which means that it helps the wound to pull together. The drawback is that in the longer term, those same properties can give difficulty, because the collagen doesn't stretch as much as the original tissues, particularly the skin. And because it is a bit sticky, there's the possibility of adhesions, where the scar might stick to the lower fascia underneath, and that can produce restriction and mean that things don't function too well. So scar massage is a really good idea, and working with a scar can happen as soon as the wound has healed, and for that matter, even beforehand, providing it's covered. Yeah? So you can work to one side of a wound, but obviously not on an open wound itself. What's the purpose of scar massage? A number of things. One is to get maximum movement and flexibility in the scar itself, so that everything around it can function as well as possible. Bear in mind, it's not going to be the same as the original tissue. It's a copy, it's a facsimile of it. I think also bringing some connection, some touch, some sensation back to the area. Certainly with myself, long history of injuries to my right knee. This area used to be completely numb, and although it still feels different to the other leg, I have got some feeling back, and I'm sure that working with the scars over a period of time has helped that. And it also gives the person concerned a sense of connection with that part of their body. So in the context of cancer, surgery that might have been a bit upsetting, a bit distressing, perhaps a mastectomy scar or something like that, means that the person concerned can own that part of their body again. They can create a relationship with it, instead of being this thing that they don't want to see and don't want to touch. Because after all, if the scar wasn't there, then they might not be around either. In terms of technique, what are we looking at? Two words: stretching and twisting. And I'd like to add a third word, which is gentle. So, working with this one, I'm going to just let my thumbs rest on the scar, a little bit of downward pressure, and then pulling apart and holding for 10 to 15 seconds at each place. Move along, repeat. A little bit of weight to engage with all the skin, pulling apart, holding. So how much pressure? If you look at my thumbs, the ends of the nails have just whitened a wee bit. Move along, a little bit of pressure, pull apart. And I can be quite methodical. As I come to this one, I'm feeling a bit of stretch and some slightly prickly, pin-pricky sorts of sensations just underneath the scar. That's a good sign. Don't worry if that happens. It means that a little nerve fibre that had got a bit stuck has been freed up and is switched on again. The other thing you can do is twist. So starting with thumbs, one on each side, offset them. That's going to push that way, that's going to push that way, and so I make the scar wiggle. I make the scar wiggle. So I'm moving it in a horizontal plane over the layer of fascia underneath. And it's a good idea to work with a scar, I would suggest, early on in a session, and you do it with the skin dry. Do it with the skin dry because you need a degree of friction for this to work. Having done that, then maybe think about applying a bit of oil to nourish the scar. Vitamin E oil is very good. Also to integrate the scar with the surrounding tissue, almost as though you're not giving it any special attention. Thank you.